Hey, my camera's done fixated on my head. I love that. Hey, yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Don't Blink. Welcome back to everything. We are not on the right screen. My bad. But hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. I apologize for that. I was trying to figure out my life as well as some other stuff in order to be a better person and to be just amazing at everything. It hasn't really worked, but for sure, one thing I can tell you is that we have done some really cool stuff while we were away. We've been working with my grandmother to hopefully, hopefully make everything, or hopefully to. God, I hate myself right now. In order to create a podcast, that is what I've been trying to say. I apologize. So we created kind of like a working podcast together. At the same time, I have just been hanging out, trying to ensure that everything is going properly on my computer and that we are doing our best to try and fix certain elements of our streaming setup. Don't mind me, we are trying to reduce some of this noise as well because I'm hearing a lot of what's the word? Sorry, I'm focused. I'm fixated. Okay. Hopefully that helps out. Sounds like it did. Okay, so that's all taken care of. Today, as you guys may have noticed, we have a little bit of something different going on. We have some models that we're going to be painting. We're going to have fun with said models, and we are going to hopefully, I have no idea, going to be able to get at least one painted, because I do have somewhere I have to head to later on, just to make sure that I get a stamp for doing this. I'm currently working on not a competition. It's like a bingo card for this game called Warhammer 40,000. It's a fun game. It's one that I thoroughly enjoy myself, and one that I would love to share with you guys. And hopefully, me painting this one model, and the other two models that I have here, currently staring each other down in a freaking death match, will inspire you guys to go and check it out. So just hang out, enjoy, and thank you all so much for your time. And yeah, let's just get right on into it. Oh shit, that's not what I need to do. So yay, there it is. Let's turn that off. It's kind of bright. So yeah, model we are working on today is called a Hive Tyrant. The Hive Tyrant is one of the biggest leaders within the faction of one of the biggest leaders within the Tyranids army for Warhammer 40,000. And the reason why I like it so much is because it is just so much stupid fun to run big bugs at my enemies, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Also, I'm having an issue. Don't mind what is happening on the Twitch. Let's see. Go here. None of this is what I wanted. Okay. Channel. There it is. Okay. Hold on. We are working. We've copied the thing that we need. Now we head to Discord. So now I get to deal with this later. Because I don't know why it's doing this again. God damn it. Ah, fucking A. Hate it. Anywho, I do have one more thing I gotta paint. I just gotta paint up this arm a little bit. It's still showing some plastic. So before we start anything else anywhere, we're going to go ahead and paint this little arm. We're gonna paint it in the color black. which for this specific model, we're using Citadel paints. That's empty. We're using Citadel paints. Abaddon Black. I know it's hard to see, but it's a base paint that's going to allow the colors of the model to pop a little bit more significantly once they are put on. While I am doing this, though, how is everybody doing? How has life been for everyone else? Hopefully it's been just as good for you as it has been for me. Just trying to fill in some of these gray spots with my face paint. There we go. That's all done. Now, I was going to try and do something cool. I was going to try and dry brush some of the stuff on this model. I don't think it'll work because what the video I watched was saying was for dry brushing, you need to have a specific dry paint in order for it to work, plus a towel or something that you can just kind of loosen the paint onto. I don't have the paint, but I could try it. If it doesn't work, like, the worst thing that happens is we just say fuck it and let it be. But yeah, we're gonna start with the big piece of carapace here. We're gonna start with everything on the back. We're not gonna worry about anything really on the sides, but we are gonna put some red right here on the chest because that is also technically bone, and it is going to look fantastic. Our end goal is to make this guy look something like this big old bug man. He looks fantastic, and we are definitely going to need him to look just as good, if not better. Like, come on, man. We do have a very fantastic looking base that we have put a little Christmas tree on. Couple of oh goodness, what did my grandmother say these were? These are polished rocks that are on the base. And then we also have some basalt and some modeling tuft as well, for like train models and stuff like that. So this is our base for this guy. It's gonna look absolutely fantastic once it's all painted and ready to go. But for now, we are going to just start with our basic paint. We're gonna move on to our base corn red, which is going to give us the base for our nice looking Tyranid Hive Tyrant. That's what his name is. Tyranid Hive Tyrant. He's a fantastic model. A fantastic model. Hopefully, after he wins a few battles for me, we can give him a fantastic name, which might be a community voted one. So, we'll see what happens. Also, I feel like I'm yelling, and I guarantee you it's because of the music. It is because of the music. The music in my ears is at like 30 fucking decibels. That's not good. I'm gonna start with just a little bit of paint, and we are going to nice and neatly just go over our base black. If I can do this properly. I am Warhammer painting. I love painting. Painting's fun. We are currently painting our Tyranid Hive Tyrant, and it is going to look fantastic. Let me see if I can pull up a picture here quick. Go. Uh, Kronos. Show me images. So, I know it's kind of hard to see right now, but the bigger picture here, you guys can't actually see it, but the big picture there where it says Hive Fleet Kronos, this is kind of what we're looking to do. Let's make this into... Can I make it bigger? Yeah. We're trying to make him, except we're making them look way cooler, so... Thank you, Funny. You have a wonderful day as well. Thank you for stopping by. All right. So that's that. Let's get back to our painting. So again, we're still working with our corn red base paint. Which we're gonna only do one coat of because we are going to go over it with a brighter red, which is going to take about 4, maybe 5 coats. The best part about this is I do already have like a full-on army of these guys already painted and ready to go. Obviously, the one that's standing right here, this is the Swarm Lord. Swarm Lord is just the beefiest melee unit in all of existence, in my opinion. I think he's right outside of the Primarchs of the Warhammer universe. Some people can argue with me saying, no, definitely not. But, I mean, come on. The last 4 games I played, he's absolutely slapped units off the tables. And he's even taken on he's taken on chapter masters and stuff like that. Like, this guy wipes whole units because he said so. Meanwhile, you have the Hive Tyrant, who could technically do the same thing, I guess. But he's not as strong, and he's more of a rounded character, so he's meant to be shooting and attacking things, rather than just going straight melee. And we do have a lot more stuff we have to paint. I still got one more big old Tyranifex creature. He's not put together. He's also not base painted, and I didn't want to waste too much time today base painting and then proceeding to paint him. So I was like, screw it. We'll work with the smaller model. The smaller model looks good. It feels good. Plus, he is more lore accurate to what my army is supposed to be, which is a bunch of psyker-eating bugs. So, yeah, that is what we do. Gonna need to slap my leg a little more here. Hold on. It's sealed. That's the problem. right. Boom. Fantastic. Look at that. So while we're still working the body, I am going to get into the crevice here, and we are going to paint it all green with a, oh, what's the color called? I forgot. We're gonna paint it with our Castellan green base, and we are going to make it look like there's something psychic going on in the back. It's pretty much just, you know, being like, oh yeah, this is awesome and cool, and fun, and yeah. So we're gonna do that real quick. Now, one thing I do want to mention is we're not going to paint the entire thing green. We are going to do our best to be careful of the little dot here. It's kind of hard to see. There is like a little dot just right there where the head is going to go. We literally just want to do all of this right outside of there. So if we can just do everything outside of the little dot going all the way back up to about here, that's what we're going to do, and that's going to look very good. Just so you guys are aware, let me know if at any time you can't really see what I'm talking about or you need further explanation. I'm not very good at doing these in-person art streams. They're far more difficult because I don't have a good multi-camera setup, unfortunately. But still, they are a lot of fun to do. They're more for me just to show off a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, or a lot of the stuff that I like. Oh, I should have thinned it. Shit. Oh well. Make it work. I also probably should have used a smaller brush. No! Paint's still wet. So I think we're actually going to wait on this then. So right now, this is the carapace. It's nice and very dark red. I like that. But I want to go one further. I want it to be this nice bright red that we have. This nice bright red that we have on this guy. So eventually that will turn into this, and the rest of it will follow. It'll all just follow suit. You guys will see what I'm talking about when we get there. For now, don't worry about this big guy. He's just there for show. That was actually a different model that I painted way back when. He is the XV104. I think he's just the XV104 battle suit. I don't remember if there's more to that name or not, but it is a really cool model, one that I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed painting. I do have another one that I have to paint still, so if you guys want to see me paint that too, let me know. Let me see a lot of likes and comments on this video saying, oh my god, you are amazing, or whatever. Nothing bad, nothing naughty, please. But if it doesn't get a lot of likes, I'll probably just paint it on my own time. Oh, I missed a spot on here. Oh no. It's a good thing that I don't have to go over it with any other color. So right now we're just working on the legs. We're gonna go with the legs, the little foot there, and same thing over here, leg, foot area, yeah. Then we're gonna work on his backside, and there's some more carapace armor right there that we can paint up as well. So we're gonna get all that done super quick here as well. keep hiding this because I don't... Like I said, the camera setup's not that good. And honestly, it would have been worse in the other position. Like, it was going to be right on top of the TV. And I moved it because I was like, you know, it'll be a better angle to see what I'm doing. I'm trying to make it so that way you guys can see what's happening. Also, still not using up too much of my paints. Oh, I missed a lot of spots. Holy crap. I thought I got him. Oof. This is why you don't paint before you do anything else. So you just kind of forget. Ah, crap. So right now, we're not going to really worry too much about mistakes that are made, like if we go outside the lines. We will be going over it again with the base black and then a gloss black. Just because it's going to look a lot cooler, and I honestly like the look of the gloss black better than just leaving it as base black. The base black, however, will ensure that no matter what, if the paint starts getting scratched off or it starts wearing off or whatever, it's going to still look black. And when the gloss black starts coming off, then it'll tell me, oh shoot, I've got to redo that one section of black on the model. But for now, we are just going to go over it, ensure that he is based for the most part. And hopefully all the bits and pieces don't take too long to dry, so we can move on to the fun part, which is giving him color. Like, yeah, all this is nice and it looks fairly good. You can always be better by adding brighter colors, and what we've got for that I will show you guys in a little bit once we actually get there. God damn it. I should be using a smaller brush for this, but I'm stubborn, so I'm not. And there you go, there's the legs, all done. Now we're going to move on to the little chest area here. I'm going to just give that a nice coat of base corn. Like I said, we're not going to worry too much about mistakes right now. We're going to go over it again anyways. So yeah. Chest is done. Looks good. And we gotta get a little more paint on our lid. Don't mind me just beating the crap out of my knees. Workman's comp! I demand workman's comp! Alright. So now we are moving on to the back. This Speaking of which, the brush wasn't that dry, so I'm gonna have to go over it a little bit better. And I'll say one last time, we're not going to really worry about mistakes. Sorry, I need the light. I don't know if you guys do, but I do. One thing I will say, I'm regretting tearing off the little knob at the back end of the pot, because it actually helps out a lot with keeping the lid open. And I didn't realize that until I started painting my models, that pot has a very helpful lid holder because the lid just tends to close. Now that I know that, I'm no longer taking off the backs of the pots. Just a little more. Just a tad. Right there, boom. I don't like this playlist very much. I'm sorry to the creator, but I don't know what it is about it. I'm not feeling it. Except the problem now is I'm not finding another good copyright lo-fi mix. Share this one. I have no idea if we've tried it before, but we're going to try it. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's the legs, the little carapace on the chest. Let's get a little closer. And then we've also got the tail, the back side of the tail. And then we've just got one more piece right there. There's a little bit carapace there, but we are going to change our brush for that one, because that is a very small area. And to reduce the amount of paint that we use, obviously, the less mistakes, the better. For me, I have like ADHD, ADD, so it's very hard to just paint small things. Ah, crap. Yep. Got a little bit more red on there than I wanted. All right. So there you go. There's the bottom half. Compare it to the top half, and it's going to look very good. Next, we're going to move on to the gun. This right here is a heavy venom cannon. It is actually one of the most powerful weapons this guy has. I missed a spot. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, baloney. Oh well, we'll go over it anyways. So this is definitely one of the best guns he can have. I don't remember the stats to it, but it's fun. It is fun. It is an anti-tank weapon, so obviously it does damage. It does work. It is beefy. So we're just going to worry about the ridged stuff right on top. That's about all there is to paint for the gun. Because it is a small, slightly smaller area, we will stick with our smaller brush. Good thing. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. And boom, just enough to cover. Like I said, that's all the carapace we got, so we don't really have to worry much else about that. It looks pretty good though. We are going to add nice green to all four of these little indents here. You know, those are probably hard to see as well. There we go. Yeah. With all four of those indents, we're going to add a little bit of green to them. And those will also look very, very nice. Next. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do about this. It's got no carapace, but it's got a lot of fleshy bits. I could try to get in there with a green. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to add a little bit more paint to the brush. Because for sure we're going to get to the bone sword. Bone sword is nice. Fairly simple. There you go. That's all for that. Next up, I think it's just the head. Let's work the head. So for the head, we're going to do something a little different. Obviously, we have to worry about getting all of this painted black, like all the non-spiky bits, just the poking up ridges here. We got to get these spikes. But instead of painting this entire thing red, we're going to just try and get the edge red. And I think for the final products, we're going to leave the darker part going up until... I'll figure it out. I'll let you know what I'm thinking when we get there. But for now, let's get to the head. Going to start from the back and make our way up. Bam. That looks good. That looks really good. So this is the start of our head. Nice. Next, we're going to work on this entire thing. Again, the plan here is we are just going to make it so that way it's only a small portion of it. I don't know what that was, but it wasn't me. There we go. Boom. Honestly, that's not too bad. And that is his horn. Let's see if I can tilt this properly. There we go. Yeah, beautiful. All right. Everything is now base painted with the paint that we need. So this goes bye-bye. We no longer need our corn red. Now, we move on to something a little different. We went from using Citadel colored paint to this. This is standard acrylic paint. This one is Christmas red. I like Christmas red just because it has such a vibrant and bright red that once you get it under bright light like this, it looks phenomenal. So, of course, we're going to try and make it the same thing. First, we're going to check out our first piece that we started painting, which is this. We're going to just ensure that it is all dried and ready to go, which definitely looks like it. Feels like it too. All right. So now that we are sure this is dry, we are going to we're going to take our bigger brush. I don't remember what the number is on it. I think it's a 2? No. Yeah, I think it's a 2. We are also going to raise the music just a tad bit here. We're going to start with our Christmas red. We are going to go right here. Obviously, this is going to require a few coats because it is an acrylic, meaning it's not going to stick as well to the rest of the model like the base would. Now, if I was using all Citadel colors, yes, it would take a lot less paint and a lot less time. But I couldn't find a good red that I liked. Well, I kind of like whatever red was used here, but I don't have that red anymore. Ah, my fingers, I'm bleeding. We're actually going to do something a little different here. Where'd the paint plate go? Paint plate. Over here. Lost the paint plate. Ignore the mess. I kind of forgot it was there. My bad. Let me readjust here a little bit. No, I want it to be closer. Closer to the model. I'm going to put the cap back on this. Get it off my coat as well. Gonna have to work quick. But this will definitely help us to reduce the amount of paint we are using. Plus, it doesn't get everywhere too, so. It'll be nice. Again, chat, feel free to interrupt me, ask questions. So right now, there are a few places that are dried. So I'm going to kind of go back over them a little bit more. Try and see what I can do about spreading paint around, also to hopefully get a better looking first coat. There we go. That's actually a pretty decent first coat. So next we're going to move on to the chest, which is that. The angle is a little hard to see at, I know. Trust me. I'm aware of the fact that I cannot stream IRL stuff. It's kind of a problem. I need multiple cameras for this. Yeah. There you go. Here's the chest. And the back. Well, if I can get my fingers out of the way. There's the back. Not too shabby for a first coat. There's still lots more work to be done there. I'm gonna clean off my brush real quick, as well as my hands. I was honestly so excited to finally have time to stream today that I forgot to clean up the floor and everything around me, so I don't really have the room to be doing all this today. Next, we're gonna move on to the legs. As long as everything there looks dry. It all looks dry. Fantastic! So we're going to start on the left side again. Sorry, I keep running away from the camera for some reason. Don't know why, but I just do. So we're gonna go over all the bigger areas with our number 2 brush here. Then we'll go back over on the smaller stuff with the number 1. Again, mistakes will happen. The only thing we can do about them is go back over with our plaque and fix them. guess that is all the big stuff again. Well, yeah, that's all the big stuff. We'll use the number 1 for everything else. Again, I'm not even sure what these brushes are named or even numbered. All I know is that I can use them. And they do what I need them to do. So we're going to continue on with the legs. We're going to go right here for the feet. There we go. So obviously, again, we're going to have to go over this one. At least we got a good start to everything. And I don't want everything to be super boring, so we're not going to just be focusing down on one piece at a time. We're going to be doing everything kind of all at once and going back over it a few times. There's the start of our gun. We're going to move on to the head now. Oof. All right, that's the head. Next, last but not least, we have the bone sword. There we go. Bone sword, done. Time to move on to another part of the project. We're going to move that out of our way for now. The next part that we are going to worry about is if... Sure, okay. We are going to go back to trying to paint in our head area. And bam, there it is. That is our green in the head. The next thing we're gonna put some green on will be this the guy right here. This is where thinning your paints really comes in handy. Because if you don't thin them beforehand, then it's gonna make the model kind of look like crap. But at the same time, you can kind of thin it during, as we are doing now. So what thinning does is it's going to actually allow you to see more of the edges and cracks that are in there. So kind of hard to see there, but there's some cracks in the actual plastic there. Sorry, my brain would not think of the word. It's like the model, the plastic, the hair. Just not able to think today. Next, we're going to get into these 4 divots here. So let's see how good we can get in there. Again, mistakes will be made. Just so long as we go back over and fix them later. Boom. We'll go back over and fix them later, but there you go. There's green in there now too. Then we obviously have to do the head. So what we're going to do for the head is we're going to do everything behind the eyes here. Like right... Oh, shoot. It's hard to describe without actively painting it. So we're going to do this top half of the head, the top little bulbous nodule there. However, we're going to do that later once the actual red is all painted in and looks good and we are ready to go with that. But for now, we're just going to leave it as just black, so that way we're not overstepping and trying to do too much all at once. This is the part that takes a little bit longer to do, just because one, it's acrylic paint and it's not the standard Citadel paint, which dries extremely fast. Like, obviously, as we saw, I put 1 coat of Citadel paint on, it dried, and I was ready to use the acrylic. The acrylic is not meant to do that. It is meant for, like, other things, such as woods, plastics, and, I'm forgetting what the other thing that you can use it for is. But I like the color, which screws me over in a little bit. Because the color looks fantastic, but because it's going on plastic, it's not really sticking very well. So it's kind of like a win-lose situation. It looks good, but you have to use more of it, which kind of sucks. But I do have an extra bottle in case this one for some reason runs out. Hopefully it doesn't. That would actually be kind of dumb. But now we're going to start with our second coat of our Christmas red on the carapace. So we do still have some wet spots, which I'll do my best to avoid, but I don't think it'll do much difference. But you'll start noticing as we start putting more coats of red on here that everything's getting brighter, which is fantastic. It is exactly what we want. The only problem is we have to make sure it's an even spattering of red. Like obviously in the picture I showed you, in the pictures, or in the ones that other people have done, they use darker red, which you know, that still looks good. But I'm not like everybody else, so I'm going to paint outside the box on this one, and we're going to go with the brighter red because I like the way the bright red just looks on the battlefield. Plus, I can imagine the scenario where you're just a random dude who's told, "Hey, there's an invasion force coming to our planet, and we have to fight them off and for the Emperor and whatever the hell else." And you're looking down the dark street as you hear the thudding of heavy footsteps of bugs that you were told are coming, and then before you even see them, there's just fire upon fire, or salvo upon salvo of these living organisms just being fired at you from out of the smoke. And the only thing you see before you die is this bright red carapace in the dark, just shining through as you are about to be devoured. Which, you know, makes for a great story. It's a great story. There we go. That is all the carapace painted once again with our bright red. We'll set it off to the side here. If I can just get it to sit still, please, for the love of God. Stay there. Next, we are going to work on the legs and the back. All right, onto the tail. Hey, look at that. We're getting somewhere. Chat, we're getting somewhere. Damn. Moving on to the next piece. The gun. The gun. Last but not least, well, actually, there's one more thing we have to do, which is the head. But now we're onto the bone sword. Last but not least, the head. Bam. Yes. We're doing good. We're doing good. I love it. Looking good. And for now, yep, we gotta wait a little bit. Everything's still drying. It's coming together though. It really is. Like for you guys, it looks good. For me, I can tell that it needs like at least 2 more coats. So we gotta wait a little bit. We're going to go back to painting our green. However, we're gonna use a different green. We're gonna use a neon green. Again, this is an acrylic paint. This was picked up by my grandmother. And when I said I wanted a neon, like a bright neon green, she got me neon green, which works with blacklight. So I guess if I absolutely need to find my fucking minis and I can't. I'm having trouble, and it's dark, and I've got a black light for some reason. I can find my minis, but still, this is honestly a good paint. I like it. We're going to do what we did with our red, and we're going to toss it just right on the plate. Maybe. Ugh. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how this goes. Need our small brush. We're actually just going to do that much. We're not going to worry too much about the top because I wanted to kind of have like this cascading effect of it went around the sides and then started to go up the back, but because we have the carapace back there, I don't want it to really reflect like, you know, we like it's all around it. So that is why we are not going to use that much there. However, for the gun, just gonna dip it in there. And again, we're gonna end up going over all of it with black before we finish up. Ugh. And it still looks like everything is pretty fairly wet. I am going to take a quick break real quick. And we're going to clean up the camera view, if you will. So I will be right back. Alright, welcome back. See this? I can get a little bit behind. A little bit more behind. That's the wrong one. Fucking what? Sorry, I have a lot of brushes off to it. Yeah. Sometimes trying to find the right one is difficult. So yeah, right now we are getting into the point that we want to be at, where red is starting to look a lot more vibrant. Again, for you guys, it probably looks pretty good. For me, I can tell. Needs a couple more coats here. So we're gonna go back to our carapace, our head carapace, I should say. Oops, wrong way. Haha. Got myself mid paint there. Okay. Well. Ban. I should give you a reason. Bye. We don't need followers. We have enough. We're affiliate. And as much as I would love to cheat just to get to just to get partner, I don't really care that much. Honestly, streaming is more of a hobby for me. It's a lot of fun. And I don't want to be pressured into having to do this every day. I kind of like having that freedom to say, yes, I don't feel like streaming this certain video today. Maybe I just want to relax and play a game by myself, like Destiny. Oh god, I want to play Destiny. Words I thought I'd never hear. I really want to play Destiny, which I might later by myself. Honestly, they got Guardian games going on, so it's like that'll be fairly interesting. However, it's not my biggest reason as to why I want to hop on. I just want to hop on because it's been a little bit. All right. I hate it when bots always find this channel, and then I have to ban them. It's like bots are screwing over my view count, which kind of sucks. brush. There we go. It's the legs done. Got the gun done. Bone sword done. And the head. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Looking fantastic. We're almost there. Almost there, and I love it. And because we're almost there, we're going to... well, not quite. Not quite at that phase. We're not going to do anything too special. We're going to stretch it out. Starting to feel it right in the back. Ooh. I feel it. Feel that pain. Feel the burn. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to doing some of our green. Obviously, we're not going to use it in there because it's still trying to dry. Which, you know, that's fine. Whatever. We did use a lot in there. But it looks like... touching my paint. Doy. Does look like our green in the gun has dried, so we can at least do that. So we're going to clean off our brush. We are going to go back to our tray. Take some green. That should be enough green for that. It's gonna look perfectly fine regardless. I could probably do maybe 5-6 coats of it just to see if it can get brighter, but I don't think it will. I have used it on some other models. I did at least like 3 to 4 with these guys, and it doesn't look like it got any brighter, so it's like, whatever. But again, we have a lot of stuff that we painted over the last few months. I mean, like, this is just a fucking toolbox tray full. There's some stuff that I would like to go over later on, probably on a different date, just to ensure that the red is at a state where I want it. These sucked. Fuck these guys. The reason why I'm saying they suck is because of the fact that it took so freaking long to do them. Because there's so many like tiny little grooves that every time I try to use the thin brush to get in that groove to just make it look good, it always flowed over onto the top or did some other weird bullshit, and I almost lost my shit a few times with them. So again, we gotta wait for our paint to dry. It does look a lot better and a lot more vibrant, but again, what I want to do is, even on this one, I think there's still some... no, this is actually really good. Well, right here, I need to repaint. Right there, I need to repaint. And it looks like it's about it. But yeah, there's like a few places on this that I would need to repaint. But for the most part, it's all looking really good. That is kind of what we are trying to achieve with this guy. We want it to look as vibrant and red as possible without it having any residual what is it, corn red. So if I can see like the corn red or just a darker shade of red underneath it, I want to repaint over it just to ensure that the color is what I want it to be. Like, even with this guy, there's probably some areas that I have to go over again. He is very dusty. I've had him for like 6+ years. This was a part of the first set of models that I've ever painted. He is he's really good looking model, and I love how much fun it was. My one regret is definitely putting it together before I painted, because there's a lot of missed parts. Like back here, you can obviously see there's still some gray and stuff. There's also spillover in certain areas, like the weapon here. There's some gray here. Again, there's like so many ways to paint Warhammer minis that the way I'm doing it is just the way that works best for me. And it's not like everybody else is going to do this, or this is the way to do it. This is one of many ways. It's all about what you feel comfortable doing. And it took me days to paint these guys because, one, they were already assembled, and I had to constantly keep going over it with black because I was noticing there's red where there shouldn't be red, or I missed a spot or something like that. So of course, a lot of these models, they took me days to paint because of the mistakes. There were so many mistakes. I'm still like, every time I play, I'm like, oh shoot, there's a mistake there. There's a missed, or there's some red where there shouldn't be red, or there's some black where there shouldn't be black. And other times it's like, everything looks perfectly fine. So that's my hopes with this one, is if I paint it all separately and then go over it again with the black, it'll look twice as nice. Plus it'll just, it'll not have any gray missing or gray spots because it's disassembled and there shouldn't be any gray. There should only be red where the red is, black where the black is, green where the green is, and it should just look phenomenal. If it doesn't, well, I can always revisit it and just go over parts that need to be gone over. Repainting it once it's assembled is a lot easier because at that point you're just spot painting, which again is a lot better than having to go over it all at once, kind of like this guy. Or I do have a couple of other bigger ones. Let me actually grab those real quick. Give me 1 sec, chat. That's a squeaky chair. So this guy was also kind of a pain in the ass. He's the flying version of the guy that we are trying to make right now. So there's obviously some stuff that I didn't want to be where it is. Let's see if I can point anything out. Right here on the back, that it still needs at least one more coat. Same with down here. I do kind of like it. It does kind of say, oh, you know, it's seen some battles, and it's kind of like more of a flowing red, I suppose, than just a regular old red. I'm not seeing much gray, so that's a good part, or a good thing, meaning that I actually took my time and looked it over. But yeah, this is kind of like our end goal here. This is what the guy that we're painting is going to look like, more or less. Just without the wings. He's going to look just as cool, but slightly less flyy. But yeah, as we can see, just did a lot of work, put a lot of effort into it, and it is a fantastic looking model. There's another one I want to show you. This is the Carnifex. Obviously, his head can pop off, which is super nice. Bam, just like that. Carnifex head off. There's red where I don't want there to be red. I don't know if you guys can actually see that, but no. I'm trying to show off his fucking armpit. Where the fuck's the camera? I'm sorry, I'm having issues here. Technical difficulties. But yeah, as you can see, just right in here, there's red on the arm. And the hard part is, because it's assembled, it's going to be very, very difficult to get that red out of there without having to potentially take apart the entire model. I did think about painting some of the stuff white, but I kind of liked the look of the red against the black and didn't really want to change anything with it. Obviously, for the flying winged Hive Tyrant, I like the way that the white accents against the black, but here it's just like there's only two things getting painted black, and it's the talons here, like these two small little nubs, and I don't think it's worth the white paint for it. But yeah, it honestly looks fantastic. I guess I could have done the Thresher side. Is that? Well. Oh, who cares? Who cares? It's a fantastic looking model, and that's all I want to say about it. It looks great. I want to pick up another 2-pack of these. And as for Mr. Swarmlord here, I want to pick up 4 more packs of this and like somehow make it into a bigger model. So that way it can actually be lore accurate to the size of this, which he is supposed to be twice the size of the regular Hive Tyrant. So when this guy's all put together, he if you weren't going to be standing on these rocks, he'd be about the same size, which is sad. I don't like that. In lore, the Hive Tyrant is twice as small as the Swarmlord. So obviously, if I can pick up 4 boxes of the Swarmlord and somehow mesh them all together to make a character that's twice as big as the Hive Tyrant, fantastic. I'll do it. Oh, but if I had to choose difficult model to paint, these guys. These are zoanthropes, aka Malin. No, they're not. Malanthropes? No, not Malanthrope. Neurothrope, I think. Um, Listen. Regardless, it was a bitch to paint. Just because they all had like this little crown going on at the top, and because I wanted the brain to actually have somewhat of a kind of texturized glowing feel to it. Well, that doesn't look right. Oh well. Because I wanted the brain to have a texturized glowing feel to it, obviously, as we can see, it was difficult to kind of make sure that I was just getting the tops of the grooves and not actually getting in there. And then there was also this son of a bitch on this one guy, um, which made it really difficult to kind of get in between cracks and crevices. So it still looks very nice, and it took a while, but it looks fantastic. And I'm very proud of the way it looks. Um, but now that's just some of the minis that I'm willing to show off. Obviously, I have over like 130 plus of just the Tyranids, and then we've got a detachment of Blood Angels, and we've also got a detachment of Tau well, more of a 2,000 point army of Tau Empire. But the Tyranids are definitely by far my favorite, just because they are a lot more fun to play. And I don't feel like I'm copying everybody else's army choice, because back when I first started, which was 5th edition Warhammer, I saw a few people playing Tau. There were a lot of people playing Space Marines. There was a lot of people playing the Imperial Guard, who's now the Adeptus Militarum, or the Astra Militarum. I'm sorry, Astra Militarum, Imperial Guard. And there was one other one. I think it was Necrons. It was either Necrons or Eldar that I saw a lot. Either way, I felt like I was copying everybody by being like, oh, Tower, really cool because they're super space sci-fi, shooty. And then I saw other people playing it, and I'm like, well, I feel like I'm copying, which isn't a bad thing. So I decided to paint them differently. And then I was like, oh, Blood Angels, they're like vampire super soldiers. And then I saw people were playing Space Marines a lot, and I was like, well, never mind that. And then I just randomly picked up the codex for the Tyranids, and I was reading through it. I was like, man, this army seems very, very difficult. So I put it down, threw it in a corner, and then one day I just ended up starting collecting Tyranids and putting them together, and all of a sudden, here we are. Tyranids are my main army. I love them. They're a lot of fun. They have a lot of psychic shenanigans, which is fantastic. And it's a great time for me. Plus, 10th edition is rolling out soon for Warhammer, which is fantastic. There's a box filled with bugs and marines, meaning I'm hoping to pick one up, get all the bugs painted, and then proceed to absolutely do nothing with them. That's just what my life is. I'm gonna buy this thing, and I'm not gonna do anything with it for about 4 to 6 years, because it took me 4 years to paint all these. Primarily just because I didn't have the time to, and secondly because there was no point. Nobody was playing Warhammer. And then I found out about a place in De Pere, so now I'm painting all my stuff and having a lot of fun while doing it. Like, the one thing that I've always kind of dreaded about this whole modeling process is the fact that painting is seems to be everybody else's strong suit, because I go there and I'm like, man, my models kind of suck in comparison to everybody else's, and nobody likes a pity party. And I'm looking at everybody else's, like Space Marines or Necrons or Imperial Guard, and they're phenomenally painted. They're very well shaded, and they do like airbrushing and dry brushing techniques. And well, you see what we're doing. We're doing none of that. But I went that first day and I'm like, oh dude, I really like your what the hell was he playing? What he was playing Blood Angels. Somebody was playing Blood Angels, and I was like, oh dude, I really love the look of your Blood Angels. The detailing, the lining, and the shading and all that, fantastic. And they were like, bro, I've never seen a detachment of Tyranids look that good. I legit was taken aback by that. Like, I kind of shuddered, and I said straight up, what do you mean? And they took some pictures, and it was very like basic, like it's out of the book basic. And what they were saying was, yeah, it looks very basic, and yeah, there's some decent shading here and there for some of the stuff, but all in all, it's just a very basic Tyranid army. Yours, however, because you have red and a shiny black and a green, it all kind of coordinates well together just by the black being gloss. And I'm like, hell yes, I finally am good at something other than video games. So it was a really fantastic moment for me. But yeah, that's me. I love Warhammer. Like, the game itself is exceptional, and then you've got a great community that supports each other with their painting, the gameplay, all of it. And like, it's just one of those things where no other community I've been a part of really excels at that. Well, gaming community besides mine, which you should definitely go check out. I also need more red on here. Oops. That's unfortunate. Fudge. All right, so now that I'm not consistently seeing anything really change when I go over the red, I think we're pretty solid. Like, how does that look to you guys? It looks pretty good to me. Obviously, we'll have to look at it when it's dry. But for now, that actually looks pretty freaking good. Which means we can finally go over everything with our black, our Abaddon black from Citadel Paints, which is not sponsored. I wish it was. Do more Warhammer painting. Fantastic. So yeah, like I said, there's not much more of a difference happening with our paints. We're just going to make sure that nothing is showing any sort of darker red than I would like. So we're going to go over it one last time on every piece, everything that needs red. Oh no! I accidentally got more red on stuff that doesn't need it. Bam. Bam. One last piece. Oh wait, no, hold on. This isn't the last piece. Where's your head, bud? There it is. Nice. Nice. Fantastic. All right, now for the fun part. You see this tray? We're almost done with it. We're going to need that green, which is drying it rather rapidly. Kind of scary. But that's fine. Whatever. First off, we're going to take our number 2 brush, which is this guy. We're going to take this unknown paint. JK, I know exactly what it is. This is a gloss black. I forget what brand. It's definitely not the old brand that I used, which is fine. I don't need the old brand. New brand is fine. So we're going to take some of this. We're going to start with the lash whip. Just gonna nicely paint over everything on the lash whip. The one thing we gotta watch out for is that we don't overload the brush with paint, because there is a lot of crevices here. Now, when I first got this model, I was already thinking, like, I want to do Lash Whip Bone Sword with a heavy venom cannon. So I've already got a flying tyrant, which means, yay, I've got a flying tyrant. However, the Lash Whip and Bone Sword presents me with an interesting problem. In pretty much every picture of it, the Lash Whip is some form of a white. And I don't want to have to paint the entire thing just a plain white. I'm thinking about taking our Christmas red and the white that I have, mixing both of those two things together and keeping aside a little bit of white to kind of give it a flowing type look. I don't really know how to describe it. Like, start it at one end as a white and then make it go into a nice kind of pinkish white. Like, I want it to be a white pigment on or towards the end. But yeah, as of right now, everything is pretty much good. We're just going to paint over the parts that we need to paint over. With our gloss black. Oh shit. And I guess we're redoing our red on the hand. Whoops. Got some black where I didn't want the black. If I can find the goddamn camera. Yeah. Got a little bit of black where we didn't want the black. Oh well. Like I said, mistakes will happen. So, oh well. Can always go over it later. For now, let's just get everything glossed up. I think we're actually going to go with the smaller brush while we do this, because it'll allow me to worry less about all the other stuff that we just painted. Now, as you can see, it's already starting to look a lot shinier than it was beforehand, which is great. That is exactly what we are looking for. Still got to be careful, obviously, still about what paint. While that dries, we will move on to something else that is already dry. To be honest, I'm not sure what is dry because everything is painted with gloss. Stretch it out, chat. Let's stretch it out. How much time is left on this? Ooh, we're over halfway done. Oh. That's confusing. Darth Vader versus 40k. That is an interesting game title. Yeah, we're not going to worry too much about the sword. But we do have to wait for that to finish drying on the red. Can get this one done. All right, we can move on to the foot or to the legs. What in the insanity? Oh, I went a little too far down. Shit. All right. Boom. So we're pretty much done. Well, almost. I gotta paint the head in our gloss black. So that way we're looking solid on everything. There's a few places that need touch-ups, which won't be too hard. But here's the cool thing. Once we get the bottom half done, we're going to stick it on our base. Like, legit. We are nearly done. We just got some touch-ups and to glue stuff onto stuff. That's it. We're done. Well, almost. I keep saying that. We're done. Not yet. We still gotta just finish things. So we're gonna start with our touch-ups real quick here. We're gonna start with the top of the Tyrant body. Maybe, if I can remember where the touch-ups need to be. And if I don't stick my paintbrush in the wrong fucking paint. Silly me. Tricks are for kids. I really like the way that turned out. Like, it's hard for you guys to see, but it mixed in really nicely as I thought it would. The greens, which is phenomenal. Right. While we wait, we can talk some more about things. Today's been a fantastic day. So many great things. I finally have time to stream, and I'll have a lot more time to stream in the future, as well as I finally just get to do things that I absolutely love doing, and I'm glad I get to share it with you guys again. Woo! I do have to make a quick text here real quick, while I'm also cleaning off paint drops on my phone. Alright. The text is away. I probably won't hear anything for like 6 weeks, which is fine. But I mean, hey, you know? It's all fun and games. Let's go. So we're just waiting on a couple more things to dry. Maybe. Oh, I missed a spot. I can already see it. Just like right in there. Missed a spot. You can just barely tell that there's no gloss there, which kind of sucks, but oh well. Easy fix. Let's get it done. There we go. Bam. Bam. Looking freaking glossy. Oh, shoot. 1 second, chat. Sorry about that. I had a phone call. Which is fine. Okay, let's turn the stream back on my end. So that way I can moderate everything, because moderation is key to running a successful live stream. Alright. Last thing we are going to worry about, this is the wrong brush. Brush is over here. We are going to carefully... Ooh, actually, we're not. It's still wet. I have nowhere good to grab. Shoot. That's fine. So we don't really have anywhere good to grab on the head. However, there's another thing we can start on. And it's the whole reason why I didn't paint it gloss. We're going to do something cool with this bone sword here. This bone sword is going to be turned into a silver masterpiece. Well, use masterpiece in the lightest sense of the term. We are going to move our plate. We're going to find... This is not it. It's not it. This one. Our base. Iron Warriors. This is going to be our start to making our bone sword. Now, yes, I get it. It's a bone sword. Bones are normally white and whatever. But I like the look of it. I wanted to do something a little bit different rather than just, you know, make a white bone sword. I wanted to make something interesting, something cool. So we're just going to put a little bit of our Iron Warriors on here. Try and make sure we get it into the divots. We flip it to the other side, and we do the same thing. Go up the spine and around the top, around the other spine, just to make sure that we've got everything covered. And there you go. Got a decently shiny bone sword. But we're not done yet. We're gonna wait for that to dry. And then, once I'm positive this tail has dried, we're gonna start assembling our model as well. It's gonna be so much fun. We're going places, chat. We're doing great things here. It's gonna be awesome. So, we're positive this is all dried and there's nothing else that needs to be repainted. I would say so, yeah. Alright, fun part. I'm glad you're here for it. We're going to take our Maxi Cure, which is a plastic on plastic modeling glue. We're going to kind of finagle our tail around the tree here, so we can get the toes touching on the rocks. Instead of applying the glue directly to, oh, I gotta turn this down a little. Why are you so loud? There we go. That should do it. So instead of just putting the glue straight to the foot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it to the rock instead. Just a nice little dab on the rock, and we should be able to hold it here for about 10 seconds or so, at which point it should stay, which is going to be fantastic. This got loud. What the hell happened? I also just stuck myself with the glue. Oh no. glue on my arm and I don't like it. All right. Oh no, whoops, Shannon pulled. We're just gonna add a little bit of a dab right here to the toe. Maybe just a little bit more. Oh, of course, I missed a spot. I didn't see that. It's fine. We can always go back to it shortly. Which we can actually do right now because it's glued to the base. Which is fantastic. I love it when that happens. You're glued to the base. So we're going to take our small brush. We're going to pick this up gently from somewhere. I don't know where. Just going to get the red out of there. Boom, fantastic. All right, is our head finally dry? Can I finally work this? Yeah, kind of. Decently dry, yep, okay. So now we're going to take our head, and where we have black on the head, we are going to hit it with a gloss. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep it slightly designed, so that way it looks like the red is supposed to be where it is. But at the same time, I also kind of want to get rid of some of it. We're going to flip over to the other side. I'm going to do kind of the same thing over here. Obviously, both sides are not going to look the same, which I'm perfectly okay with. But once this dries, it won't matter so much. Oh, look at that. I'll add just a little bit more on this side, just to make sure that it looks the way we want it. Take off a little more on that edge. There we go. Yeah, just like that. Boom. Boom. It looks great. Now we just have to wait for that to dry. However, in the meantime, you see these little vents? Chat, we gotta paint these green. So that will be our next project. Taking our, again, Castellan green. We're gonna shake it up just to make sure that the paint is in the lid and not in the pot. I need my small brush, which is on the other side of the two. So what we're going to do now is we're going to carefully go over our red just at the top of the vent. The only kind of spillover that I really want is if it's going inside, not anywhere on the outside, because that's just going to be more backtracking that we have to do. But as we can see, it gets slightly more easier to do with less paint on the brush the further down the back that we go. Boom. Nicely done. Once that dries, we are going to put on our neon green, which will give it a little bit more of a darker green color, kind of like what we have going on in here. It's going to look pretty much the same. But at the same time, we could do 2 coats, maybe 3. But regardless, we still have to be careful with it because, again, the only spill out that we want is if it's going into the vent, not anywhere outside. I don't believe I had any issues with this one. No. Well, a little bit. Just like right there, there's a little bit of spill out on that one. It's fine. I, again, can go over this stuff later at a different date. Next, we are going to do a shade for our bone sword called Nuln Oil. Thank you, Mojave234. I've been enjoying myself. We've been doing this for about 2 hours and 45 minutes today. I have a whole army done. It took me about 4 weeks or so. I don't actually remember. So if I remember how to use this correctly, the Nuln Oil, we toss it on here just like a regular paint. So this is a shade. It should help make the colors pop a little bit more. That's if I'm remembering how this actually works. And all it is, it's literally an oil. Now it's got some oils on there. So like I said, if I did this properly, this should come out with a really, really nice shade. And then what else did we have to do? Oh, right. So again, once we're positive that our brain is fully dry, it looks like it. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm going to say it is. We're going to go back to our Castellan green. We're going to go from about here back. We're going to try and get all the crevices that we can. Oh, I guess part of our head wasn't dry. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Whoops. Oh, it looks like it's just an under part to the brain, which is okay. That's whatever. All I got to do is clean off the paint. Go around once more. Again, the primary goal is we're going to try and avoid any red, but we are going to cover up as much of the black around the red as possible. Just like that. Now, I do have a couple more spots I want to fill in with my Castellan green, so we're not quite done with it, but we are done with that brush. We're going to move on to our tiny brush, a very, very small one. This guy. In the next spots, we are going to attempt to fill in. We might have to go over again with red for the eyes and the mouth. Actually, it looks like way too much. All right, so we got the eyes done. I'm not going to show you because they are tiny. Next, we're going to get into the mouth, which we're definitely not going to worry too much about accidentally painting on anything else because we're going to go over it with a white because there's teeth in there. Look at the teeth. I know they're kind of hard to see, but look at the teeth. All right. Now that everything's got its black or got its green, and I think the null oil is not all dried. That is fine. That can wait because we're gonna wait to put the arms on until later, so it's fine. But right now, legs are stuck to the base. It looks fantastic. Where the hell is the camera? There it is. Found it. We're going to have him in a pretty epic pose, so it's going to look fantastic. You guys are going to love it. And I hate that the camera's here because everything I'm doing is like about chest level for me. Can you tell I'm not a professional? It's a lot of fun. We need a small brush. We're going to go back to our neon green, which is drying. Very ugly kind of green. Oh, that's not it. I want this guy. Ta-da! We're getting there. The next thing we got to paint green, because I painted it earlier, and we are now at the point where I need to paint it more, is this little bit right here. Now what this little bit represents is a toxin sac, which is an in-game piece of war gear for the Hive Tyrant. And I believe it adds +1 to the wound roll, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that sounds about right. Just gotta wait for the rest of the null oil to dry, and then we can finish that up. Now time for the brain. Bam. It's coming along nicely. Just gotta wait for these to dry. See how they look. Then we can finally start putting it all together. I'm gonna show you what my dream looks like. My dream girlfriend, might I say. She got big teeth, big brain, and a scythe on her head. Oh my goodness. Why do people watch Minecraft content? We have fun. We have fun here. Like, seriously. Boy. Whew. This is a lot. We've done a lot in a little under 3 hours. Like, obviously, we still have to glue them on and make sure everything looks fantastic. But for now, let's just look at the glorious base he's on. Oh, man. He's ready to devour stuff. He's only half... He's missing the rest of him. It has been a really good time painting, though. Like, if I could sit here and paint more, it would be awesome. However, I do have somewhere I have to be in at least a couple hours. Should try and leave sooner, but we'll see how long this takes. What happened to the color I'm looking for? Here it is. So we're going to take our Nuln Oil now, or our Nuln Oil, our Stormhost Silver, which is another one of our Citadel colors. If it's not going to show up because of the light, oh well. But yeah, we're going to take this and we're going to put it on our Bone Sword. Maybe, if the lid will stay open, that'll be nice. Bam. What do you think? It's a pretty good looking bone sword. It is now ready for battle. To do war against everything. Honestly, I wish I could just equip them with 2 heavy venom cannons. That would be nice. To literally look at my enemy and say, you are nothing but a giant paste in my eyes. Excuse me. Wow. That was gross. All right. Because I feel good about it just being 2 coats of the neon on there, we're going to leave it as such. And we are going to glue him right onto here. Kind of like that. Maybe a little more? Yeah, we can do a little more. So we're going to get our body glued on. We're just going to hold it here to make sure it sticks. Hands off. That's ha. Now, one thing we could have done was we could have glued the arms and stuff on in the position we wanted it while it was still disconnected from the legs. However, I want to make sure that I'm putting the arms on in the exact position I want, just to make sure that if I did want it to look any different, or just in case I put them on wrong, I didn't have to try and yank glued arms on. It would turn the model to crap, and that's not what I'm looking for. It looks fantastic. Like, come on. You know, it looks fantastic when you're not about to knock the body off. Plus, he's kind of in that, like, turn phase, too, so he's going to be in an epic pose, and it's going to look phenomenal. Oh, and my phone's almost dead. That's not good. Yikes. Chat, we're 15%. Hopefully all this dries before my phone dies. That would be nice. Shoot. So as soon as we know that the body is dried in the position that we want, we will glue on the rest of it. Starting with the venom cannon, because obviously we want that to be in the position that we need it, which is pretty much just going to be facing outwards. Still, looks amazing, and I'm so glad that we did this one today. We do have another big beastie boy sitting behind me. We'll probably go to that one a different time when I have more paint and a little more time. But for now, we're doing fantastic with this one, and I really just need to stop touching the fucking thing. It looks good. It's in the position we need. Just don't touch it and hope to God the glue stays. It is working through like 2 layers of paint to get to the plastic, but at the same time, nah, whatever. I have a feeling we might need more glue, which is fine. Now, before we go any further, we're going to add some white to our head, just to showcase our teeth. Speaking of which, we are almost out of white, so I need to finish up with all my models before I run out. We don't need a lot, so we're just going to use like the tiniest dab of white. Because we're going on small surface, we are going to use our small brush. Ta-da! There you go. And it took. Woohoo! We are officially done. Well, we're officially 2/7 of the way finished. There were a lot more pieces before that, but don't worry about those. Next, we are going to go with the lower arms. We're going to start with this one. Oh, actually, what I should have done is... Damn it. Thank you. That's a lot more than I needed, but thank you. Need to glue this one in here. So what I'm doing right now is we are gluing in our gun. So that way that is in place. I don't have to worry too much about everything else. And the gun, as we can see, is sticking. Fantastic. Next up, we are going to do our awesome, awesome sword arm. Also, my phone is buzzing again. A little too much glue again. The arm, you're going to have raised above the head, or raised above the body. So just like that, about. And that is already sticking. Fantastic. Last but not least, the fourth arm, our lash whip, is going to be calling out somebody in the distance. And bam, that's already sticking as well. Look at this. Oh, I should actually position a little more forward facing. So about there. And again, we're still calling out that guy in the distance. Hey, you killed something I liked. Now you die. So now that all that is staying in exact places that I want it. Final piece de resistance. The head. Which we are going to place kind of looking off to the side in the direction of where that lash whip is pointing. And then, you know what, fuck it. This gets moved back up. Huzzah. We have fully painted, fully based Hive Tyrant. If I can remember which direction that goes. Boom. He is ready for action. The enemies of the Tyranids shall fear the Hive Tyrant. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a good day to be a bug person. The worst part is he's been sitting on my couch for like a couple months. Or not a couple months, a couple weeks. He's just been sitting there. He's like, man, when do I get to look pretty like all the other nids? I really hope that one day soon I get to be put together and made beautiful. And yeah, he is. He looks fantastic. I feel like this is the best one I've done. And again, it looks that way because we started out with pieces, painted the pieces. Troll failed? What were you doing? Oh. Funny, what'd you do? need to know. What did you do? What happened? Oh, you tried calling me on Discord. I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, my phone's almost dead. I didn't even notice. But yeah, there he is. The creepy bug man himself. He looks fantastic, and I'm super hyped to field this guy. There's obviously a few things that I might go back over and redo. Definitely want to get in the gun and put some black in between the cannon areas. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm not too sure. I might do something cool with the lash whip. I'm still not positive on that yet. But all in all, fantastic looking model. Great day to get it done. And I'm super glad that we did. Again, definitely one of my favorites. Another project I might have probably in the near 2-year future is I want to make a bigger version of this guy. Because if they were standing on the same ground, they are the same height. And in lore, this guy is supposed to be bigger than this guy. So, what's going on? Have you ever played a Darkest Dungeon game? No, I don't believe so. From what you can tell, it's way better on PC, but you don't have PC? Well, if you're willing to buy me Darkest Dungeon on PC, I'll definitely play it, because that sounds interesting. How much is it, even? Let's see. I got all this shit in the way. You're gonna have to give me a sec. Darkest Dungeon. Oh, wow. They got a lot. $3.99 for Shield Breaker. $9.99 for Darkest Dungeon soundtrack. Oh, that's the soundtrack. You want $10 for a fucking soundtrack? Sorry, I'm broke. Can't afford it. $10 for Crimson Court. Darkest Dungeon 2. What is this? Roguelike Road Trip of the Damned. Form a party, equip your stagecoach, and set off across the decaying landscape on a last gasp quest to avert the apocalypse. The greatest dangers you face, however, may come from within. This actually does sound pretty interesting. Yeah, if you want to donate $30, I'll go buy it and I'll play it next time I stream. Yeah. How much is Darkest Dungeon 1 again? Yeah. 25. Okay. So it looks like Darkest Dungeon 2 is better graphically. Yeah, if you want to donate like $25, I'll buy it and I'll definitely play this next time. It looks interesting, and I'm definitely willing to play it if I can get it ever with the money that I don't have. Do you want is everything with add-ons? Better with mods. Why I said PC. Okay, fair enough. DD2 is locked to Epic Games, soon PC. Yep, May 8th. Probably not console for years, so that seems weird. Epic has really good standing with console, so I don't understand why. Huh. Well, I'll try and get it. I'll check it out, and I'll play it if I ever do get it. But for now, though, I do have to head out. My phone is about to die, and I need to change around my streaming setup again because the camera is not where it needs to be. It needs to be over there on top of the TV. So, yeah. Oh. Well, that's interesting. Only 3 out of 5 acts. Still in early access. Well, hopefully it's better than Redfall. I've heard a lot of bad shit about that. It looks like it's super good, though. So I don't know if I'll buy Redfall and give my own opinion, but Redfall looks good too. I'm not sure. I gotta go. My phone's about to die. Yeah, Redfall definitely sounds like it flopped. You can stream the game. Oh, you can stream the first game for me. You want it? That'd be cool. Yeah, I'd definitely be interested in taking a look. And again, if I ever get the money, I'll play it on stream too. So, all in all, we can definitely get it done. It does look interesting. So yeah, show me. You as well. Have a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget the gamer code HFGL. Have fun and good luck. I will see you all in the next video and or live stream. But until then, bye-bye.